Well, hello YouTube. It is the 29th of September and this morning I have been updating our budget for October and I thought I would show you guys where we're planning on putting our money this month. This month I'm using the EveryDollar app again. This is going to be the second month of using it and it's fab. I'm really loving it, but I think the reason I'm loving it is going to be the main reason why it frustrates me down the line. But it's so simple, and that's what I'm really liking about it. You can really only focus on budgeting for the month that you're in, and that's what I need to do. That's what I need to focus on. I'm a bit of a geek with the numbers and the spreadsheets, and playing with figures and for next month or for 3 months or 6 months down the line. But whilst I enjoy doing that, and you could say that it is, it's semi-productive, it's mostly procrastination. So this EveryDollar app makes me focus on what I need to be focusing on, which is for the month and 1 month at a time. So for the month of October, definitely I'm going to be using the EveryDollar app again, and I think I'll probably be using it until at least the end of this year. Then that means I've given it 4 months. And by that time, I should see if there's any problems or anything which would mean that it doesn't work for us. But I am going to show you what our October budget is for this month. And now I just noticed, let me move my big face over here. That is our income for the month. It is a little bit more than the past couple of months. So it's going in the right direction, which is great. And this is where we are planning on putting our money. So for the giving category, unfortunately, we're not planning on putting anything into that category this month. So the first category where we have some numbers is our savings. So in there we have our emergency fund, and that is our small baby emergency fund of £1,000. That's topped up at £1,000. We don't plan on spending it, so we're not planning on putting any money into the emergency fund this month. Our car fund, we have allocated £170 to go into the car fund. And the car fund is a relatively new savings fund for us, and that is to buy a new car, or a new to us car. It's an area which it's not giving us sleepless nights yet, but it could easily, in that our car, it's becoming more unreliable. It's, it could need repairs at any given time, and the fear is that we're putting a little bit away each month. Then every 3 or 4 months the car needs repairs. It's like £500 for repairs, so the majority of the money we've saved is getting spent on repairing the car, and then, or maybe even worse, going to the emergency fund, and then you have to top up the emergency fund, and then you feel like you're starting from scratch to build up a new car fund. And then of course, because we're building up the new car fund, we're not putting anything into our debt snowball, which is a frustration, and it's just all a bit rubbish. So the car fund is an area which we are going to have to work on, and I think October is the month to get serious for it. That gives us 3 months, October, November and December, to just get focused, get that fund up, certainly more than £170 a month. So we can start 2018 kind of like going forward, feeling like we've achieved something. And really, the sooner we get this fund up to the level that we need it to be, the sooner we can get into working on our debt snowball. So that is going to be an area of focus for us. At Christmas, we are putting £10 into our Christmas fund this month. £10 isn't much, but what I'm going to do, probably sooner rather than later, is that I want to really focus on where we're planning on spending our money in the Christmas fund. At the moment, we have 1 pot of money for Christmas for this year, which is great, and it's fab. And in my head, I have guesstimates of how much we'll spend on, family presents, kids presents, food, postage, Christmas cards, all that kind of thing. But I want to actually nail it down, probably using this EveryDollar app, seeing how much we've got for each category of a budget, and then actually seeing come Christmas how much we've spent to see how accurate my guesstimates were for going forward for next Christmas. So that's another area that I'm going to be working on. But let's actually get to the point of this video and our October budget. And the first of our 4 walls, well, 2 of our 4 walls is under the housing category, and that covers our kind of like our 4 essential areas for us that are musts for us to pay each month. And under housing, we have the housing category, and we also have our like BT, landline, internet, TV, package, and mobile phones. And there's no changes here. Everything here comes out by direct debit, and all of the amounts are pretty much set amounts. Electricity is one area where for the past 4 or 5 months I've been expecting the direct debit to go up each month, and it hasn't. Last month I just stuck with the £105. This month I'm sticking with the £105, but I'm always aware at the back of my mind that it could actually be a bit more. So I'll keep an eye on that. And then mobile phones, the mobile phones payments vary by a few pence some months, but and the £37 mark. So yeah, so that is all of our planned amounts for housing. Then on to our transportation, which is another of our 4 walls, and this is basically essential travel for us throughout the month. The DVLA is the road tax that we pay for the car. The car insurance is the car insurance. And those are both by direct debit, and they are set amounts. For public transport, I reckon it's going to be about £8 that I'll need this month for public transport, but we'll see. We've budgeted £200 for petrol. That's kind of our set amount for petrol. Some months we go slightly over, some months we go slightly less, but £200 should hopefully do us this month. I haven't budgeted anything for car parking fees this month, and for hubby, he's likely to need to travel for work a couple of times this month, so we've set aside £30 for that. And then what I'll do is that when he gets that back from his employment as travel expenses, then I'll just pop that back into our budget income. Then to our final 4th wall, which is food and healthcare. That covers all area of food and groceries and household and toiletries and medicines, that type of thing. So for groceries, the delivery charges for using the online services, household products, toiletries, and over-the-counter medicines. Our budget for October is £310, and that is because there's 31 days in October and our budget is £10 a day. So I've kept the amounts pretty much the same as last month. Delivery charges has remained at £12. Household has remained at £20. I have reduced toiletries and over-the-counter medicines to £10 from £12.50, and I've upped the groceries by £12.50. That's where the additional £10 for the extra day and the £2.50 from the toiletries and over-the-counter medicines has gone into. So yeah, I'm hoping this will work for us. We went over budget last month, but yeah, we can do better than what we did last month. So I'm fired up to keep on budget this month with these amounts. And then onto our lifestyle, and this is our fun money. So we have a Historic Scotland membership and Netflix subscription. They're by direct debit, both these payments, so they will come out at those amounts throughout the month. For our sports and our memberships, £40 is the budget for that. Our family fun money, which is just fun money for the family as a whole throughout the month, I've allocated £50, and then we have October half term this month, and I've put aside £200 for that, which seems like quite a lot of money. Even looking at that just now, I think, that's quite a lot of money. But historically, we would usually go away on holiday or vacation at this time of the year. And I'm wanting to do something with the children when it is October half term this year. It's kind of like the last holiday before the weather really gets cold and miserable and dreary. The dark nights come in, and you know, it's all preparing for Christmas after October half term. So I thought I'm going to put £200 aside. That is essentially for the Monday to Friday. That's £40 a day, £10 per person a day. If we don't spend all of that £200, anything we don't spend will go into the car fund. So £200 it is. Then on to our sinking funds, and our sinking funds, some of the amounts vary from month to month. For instance, clothing, we have put aside £80 for clothing this month, and that is just due to the time of year. The kids will probably need warmer jackets. Joshua certainly will, because he got gloss paint all over his jacket, which was fab. And Hannah might need some boots as well. So £80 has went into that fund. £5 has went into our gadgets fund for the time whenever we might need to spend anything on electronics. We have a couple of birthdays, not in October, but at the start of November. So that is what that £50 has been set aside for. £2.50 for our magazine subscription. £6.50 for our Amazon Prime, £5 going into our toiletries and medicine fund, and that is really just having a little pot of money for anything that might crop up, which is, you know, an additional expense to not knock off our normal budget. So with cold and flu season coming up, it might be, you know, the round of cough medicines, or it could be like new razors, that type of thing. For the school, we spent £15 from her pot of money for our school stuff that the children just need money for throughout the month. So £15 is going in there to top that back up to £50. For our seasonal and occasion sinking fund, I put £5 in there, and that, in all honesty, will be going to Halloween and probably Halloween sweets for trick or treating. Our home sinking fund, just £2.50 is gone into there, and again, that's just a little fund of money for anything that we need for the home. Yeah, should something crop up. Rent, there's nothing going into there that month. And then this is a new sinking fund, a miscellaneous sinking fund for bits and bobs that there's nowhere else to put it in the budget. And that came about from my £7 expenditure on batteries last month, which meant we went over budget in household. And the household category isn't really for batteries. So, got to be honest, I had £2.60 left over when I was getting the every dollar budget to be zero. So I popped that £2.60 in there, and I'm planning on just topping that up slowly but surely. So there's a wee pot of money there if we ever need like batteries or light bulbs or something else that I can't think of. Then on to our debt categories. Our credit card, we are paying £150 again this month. That is going to be the set amount for the time being until we have got the car fund filled up. So that is the minimum payment plus just a little bit, and I mean a little bit more. And then our personal loan, it's the standard monthly payment that we're paying to that. Then we have hubby's spending money and my spending money, and this is our own money to do whatever we want to do with throughout the month. So we're both getting £30 this month, and then that is it. The only category I have here, it's empty at the moment, and that is just where I plan on putting anything that is unplanned and unexpected, whether it's income, any money that's coming to us, or anything unplanned that we haven't accounted for. So yeah, so that is how our October budget is looking at the moment. We'll see how it goes. I kind of am saying there's going to be changes to it, and what I mean by that is that I want to, by the end of October, have at least put in at least £333 into the car fund. And my reckoning for that is that if I put £333 in October, November and December, then that means there'll be £1,000 put into that car fund by the end of the year. But this is how the October budget is looking at the moment, and I'll let you know how we get on throughout the month.